What is up, everybody? Dan and the Fireman here. We're going to be jumping into this Motor Stars video. It's going to be talking about crashes and close calls. We're trying to figure out what happened, how it happened, and utilize some of the motorcycle knowledge that I have so that I can teach you guys what to do for road strategy. But right now, what we have is a sale going on. If you want to do some parking lot practice, you can put this on your handlebars. These are the Smart Rider drills. It's 25% off right now. It's about $11.20. Instant download. Put it on your handlebars. Practice. Get yourself going. But let's go ahead and talk about these crashes and close calls and figure out what happened. So I was an MSF rider coach for a while, but firefighter for 11 years, driving the ambulance. Lots of road strategy, lots of patterns we're going to be looking out for.
In this episode, we have many crazy situations that these riders had to face. It's really worth learning from them.
Let's see what happens. We talk about open lane patterns, sides of the vehicles. It's an intersection right here, so you're paying attention. So watch out for road surface hazards right here. Maybe we're going to slip. There it is. So one of the common things that happens, like with like a little slide out like that. Okay, good job. Put the side stand down so you don't tip it all the way over. Good job with the balance. It's a beautiful bike. Sucks that it fell. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at this one real quick. So we're coming up to here. This is an intersection. If you don't know what we're talking about, I'm going to go ahead and front load a lot of the information that we have up front. What we talk about is the Smart Rider principles. These are the things that we focus on when it comes to riding our motorcycle. So acquiring gear, rescuing, and all that other stuff. And then we also talk about the MTC awareness stages that we're going to be during these videos. So these, it's going to go away real quick. We're going to bring it back up. So the goal is to stay in yellow stage, go into orange stage during hazardous situations, and red stage, we have to act on things. Let's bring it back up. White stage, you're zoned out. You don't want to be zoned out. A lot of people say, I like to ride motorcycles because I get to zone out. No, what you're actually doing is you're zoning into the ride, and having that focus really is really, really fun, to be quite honest. Zoning out is you're sleeping. You're zoning in, so it's really fun. So brown stage, you panic. So you're supposed to do something, you panic, and you get a little bit of brown in your pants. That's why it's brown. And we focus heavily on the plan method. This is something that's based off the OODA loop. So we're going to position for safety, locate, assess, and navigate active threats. So positioning for safety, we're looking for escape routes. At least one. I want you to have two, but at least one. We're going to be going over a lot of that. Let's go and bring that back up. Locate hazard situations. You notice it's color-coded. So we go into orange stage when we go to intersections, curves. We see any open lane patterns, sides of the vehicles. And when we see that side of the vehicle or any of the curves, we have to make sure that we can see if there's any relevant threats. We don't want to be, not everything's a threat, but something could be. And so once we do finally see something, we have to navigate around that into a new position for safety. So it's a big loop, just like the OODA loop. Observe, orient, decide, and act. And so that's what we're focusing on here. So we're coming up to an intersection, and that's going to be a locating hazardous situation because we have cars that come out, pedestrians, road surface hazards, a bunch of stuff like oil, gravel. And so when we come up to here and we're going to make a right-handed turn, now think about it. When it rains a lot, where does all the oil, or not oil, oil too, where does the oil and gravel and everything kind of shuffle off? Well, it shuffles off towards the outside. So you're going to have possible gravel in this area. So be very careful when it comes to making these tight turns. I like to go nice and wide, kind of like a car. I pretend I'm a car in that situation so I can avoid any gravel and any of those things. So now that we kind of front load a lot of that information, we're going to watch the rest of the videos and see what happens. So why does a tire lose traction? Well, it needs weight. It needs weight on that tire in order to do that. And when you accelerate, it takes a little bit and it starts to spin it. Takes a little bit of traction. Braking takes a little bit of traction. Turning takes a little bit of traction. But if you do a lot of those things at once, especially on a turn, you lose traction. And what can take away traction? Gravel, road surface hazards, anything like that. So it kind of sucks if it does happen. You did everything you could. You whatever, just things happen. That's why being a smart rider, acquiring and using personal protective equipment, just in case something like this does happen, you're protected. So we're trying to mitigate risks with our skills and then with gear. So make sure you wear full gear. This feels like a video, not a live stream. Well, Odin, it is a live stream. So once again, we do live streams Thursdays around 11 p.m. or 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. So car hit into the side of the motorbike. So this is also another orange stage situation. You notice how it's a hazardous area. You don't know what's going to happen. Sometimes people like that will do that. Sometimes you'll get T-boned. So there's not much you could have done in this situation other than like if he clipped your leg wearing gear, right? Sometimes that happens. Wasn't paying attention. Now, why did you think, right in the chat, I'm going to answer the question anyways, why do you think that driver might have not seen that person? We're just trying to understand. We're not making excuses for them. But why do you think that driver did not see that motorcycle rider. Just what's in our face right now? We have sun. We have the sun in our eyes. So sun's in our eyes, sun's in their eyes. We're a small little target. They just didn't see us. So it was an accident, but accidents can cause some dangerous things for us. That's why we wear gear. So be aware of that. This music, I swear, Motostars. All right, what do we got here? Oh, merged into, oh, not good. Not good. Now, they weren't supposed to do that in intersections. You're not really supposed to change lanes in intersections. We did recognize that this guy was coming out of nowhere. So when it comes to planning our ride, as soon as you see that, so we have that perception reaction, we have to do an action to get ourselves into a new position for safety. So swerving to the right would be good instead of just watching it happen. So it is what it is. It sucks, but when we wear gear, hopefully it mitigates a lot of that stuff. Because the impact to that left shoulder, left arm, that's where motorcycle gear is, or motorcycle armor is placed. And then any road rash on that arm, that's where the motorcycle jacket will come into hand, or come into play. Overall sucks. Swing those hips around. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so we have civilized conversation between motorcycle and car. Here we go. So everyone's kind of moving over. Now we have the car not knowing what to do because they're used to cars. He's just overall confused. What are we gonna do?
All right?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get by.
Well, you're kind of getting these guys off the road too. It's crazy. Get past us. We're stopping up here and get on your way, man.
Yeah, I'm really trying.
We'll get out of your way.
So people, I like how I handled it.
Hey, we'll be out of your way in just.
I like how the motorcycle rider handled it.
We'll be out of your way, okay?
Great.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. Good. That's how you do it.
This rider was totally caught off guard and the visibility wasn't great either. Another biker didn't.
Okay.
check
Line of sight issue.
properly,
Okay, we have pedestrians. Oh, not good. So once again, we're just trying to understand why the motorcyclist went out into the road. Not necessarily making excuses for them. But can you see the motorcyclist right now? No, you can't. Okay, so we have a line of sight issue, and this happens with car drivers. It happens with us. It happens to another motorcycle rider, right? So we're coming up to here with a line of sight issue. They can't see us. We can't see them. All of a sudden, we can hear. So what can we do in this situation? We can do some progressive braking. So we can apply that front brake slowly, but more and more and more and more while we get traction. Or we can swerve left. We do have a car coming into that oncoming lane, but we swerve left and we swerve right back in. So overall, terrible situation. Tried. Didn't work. And we dumped the bike. And this is why we wear full gear just in case. Here we go. So we're having some fun. We're going to switch over. What is that called, everybody? For us. You typically see it with car drivers switching over. It's called an open lane pattern. So typically, if this car driver did not want to be behind this car driver, they're going to switch over, right? Because this is an open lane. So we're talking about open lane pattern. So once you see a stack of cars, be aware that they will switch over. But we did the same thing, right? We're going a little bit faster. We don't want to be stuck behind this vehicle. So once we get past this vehicle, we're going to switch into the next lane. So if we do that, other people typically do that. He says master cylinder locked up on him. So we just switched into an open lane. That's an open lane pattern. So it locked up on him. Thankfully, he moved off to the side of the road, was able to fall on grass versus in traffic. Hey, it's a Chrysler Pacifica. I got a nice little white one. They're fun. So he put the side stand down. Very good. Okay. So once you lift it over, it just goes on the side stand.
I went to change lanes.
Surprise.
Oh! Handled it well.
Broken fog light.
Oh, that's not good.
Bent free spirits extension.
Oh, jeez.
Bent shift rod.
So if it bends all that, what do you think it would do to your tiv fib on your lower leg?
Change
So you can't see the hazard.
lanes.
All of a sudden, oh crap,
Surprise.
boom. High impact. Thankfully, it didn't smash his leg open.
Shift rod.
Crimson Driver with the $10 super chat. Dan, thanks for doing these ARs and being the voice of safety in the motorcycle community. You're a gem. Don't ever stop. I will try not to stop. I gotta basically die to stop here. I love doing this. I love serving you guys. All right, what do we got here? Anybody coming out? Left turners, right turners, road surface hazard. What do we got? Oh, a little up and over. Thankfully, he landed it and parked the bike. Perfect for an oil change to drain all the... Just kidding. He's got bad gas. That's how you get the gas out, the gas tank. So why did that happen? Obviously, he grabbed some traction on that front tire and kept it and went up and over. But why did he even apply the brakes in the first place? Did we miss a turn? Oh, he's got hazards. So look at it. He's got the hazards on. So something must be happening. But I don't know why we slammed the brakes. Was he practicing? I don't know. Write in the comments, what do you guys think? Practicing stoppies, you think? Yeah. That could happen. Technically, he did a pretty good stoppie. All right, here we go. Oh, open lane pattern. So right here, stack of cars on the right side. Stack of cars on the right side. And then the person sees an opening. So this is a hazard when it comes to lane filtering or lane splitting. So there's the opening. Can't do much in this situation. This is why you don't want to go super fast when it comes to lane filtering or lane splitting, because you don't have a lot of total stopping distance. Like you see it, you start to react, but you don't have a lot of good braking distance. And that's pretty difficult to do. So that's why you want to go at a slower speed, because your braking distance will be a lot shorter when you're going at a slower speed.
In this clip, we can see the downside of lane splitting. At that speed, the rider had almost no chance to react in time.
Thanks, Motostars. Thankfully, he kept it up and didn't hit the guardrail, because that would have been terrible. That would have been terrible. Thank you, Gonzo Bonzo. I appreciate that. Okay, let's go ahead and skip to the next. Yeah, you can practice his straight line weave there. All right, here we go. Going speed limit, basically. Anybody going to merge into us? Yep. So whenever I get into a blind spot, this is a blind spot for that car driver, I like to either slow down or speed up. In this situation, if I'm already going at speed, I'll go ahead and roll off the throttle just a little bit. And you'd be surprised how much 2 to 3 miles per hour difference makes at this speed. That person will start to go pretty much further than you, and you get into more of a staggered position. So when it comes to riding with other cars, not just motorcyclists, I like to be staggered just in case. So at this point, roll off the throttle. Just roll the throttle or apply some brake pressure. You notice how you moved over into a new position for safety? I would prefer just to roll off the throttle, let them have it. Not a big deal. All right, Moto Cruiser, here we go, having some fun. Blind corner. Oh, corner went a little bit sharper. Didn't notice until it went a little wide. Now, this is why you go to the track, to kind of practice your higher speed turning. He's going to check his pants right now. Oh, no, 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 no.
Gravel.
You could have, yeah, it was gravel because you went off-road. Good thing he's got some frame protectors, little slide bars. Help protect the bike. But you could have just kept going, maybe slowed it down a little bit and started thinking about it, making those turns a little bit easier. So when it comes to this, we're going around this corner and we think it's going to be like this nice, easy arc all the way, the same arc all the way. But then it was doing this and then it turned even sharper. And so then we went a little bit wide. So it turned sharper right there. Now, thankfully, no other cars were coming. So what do we do in this situation? Roll out the throttle and commit to the turn. So we have our focal vision. We talk about target fixating. If he was staring at this pole, he would have went into the pole. Thankfully, he was still staring where he needed to go. Just roll out the throttle and then went towards that. So use target fixation as a tool. Look where you want to go. Even if you start going a little wide, still look where you need to go. Okay? So he did well until he went off the road. So right here, just go ahead and get back to like normal speed, maybe relax a little bit. Think about it real quick. It's an easy turn. Here, it's like, oh, okay. Just keep going. Think about it. You don't have to stop right here on the dirt, which causes this little issue. All right, coming up to the light, green, we're gonna go.
Annoyed when this biker tried to overtake him. He made it very clear with a long and intense reaction.
Yeah, some club members act funny. Just let them have it. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. He thinks he's in the right. His ego is easily damaged. Last thing you want to do is be side by side because he will just kick you over. Anybody play Road Rash? That old game with the chains, the video game from Sega, where they just hit each other. It could easily happen here, so just be careful. Let him have it. Not a big deal. Let him feel like a big man. I'm sure he's gonna go home, drink a couple beers, and that's the highlight of his day. You don't need to be a part of his highlight of the day of like, I got to knock over a motorcyclist. Guy's a turd. Guy's a big turd. Wearing a half helmet. I know the feeling of like, I kind of hope he crashes. Like if you're the rider here, then you start getting to a negative talk. And it's like, you know what? My life's pretty good. This guy's obviously having a tough day, week, year, life. He's going to have a tough day, week, year, life after this if he doesn't change his behavior. So you already win. You already win. This goes on way too long. Okay, we're going to skip this. I don't really care about road rage stuff. Guy's a turd. Here we go. Side of the vehicle right there. You saw them pull out. Okay, apply the brakes. Brakes, brake, 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 brake. Good job. Good job with the progressive braking. Didn't panic and moved him off into a new position for safety. So this is a good planned method situation here. So right now we're in a good position for safety because we're riding. We're locating in hazardous situations. We see a side of the vehicle right there. We're going to assess if they're a relevant threat. Are they going to stay or go in the first available lane or go into our lane? And then if we have to, we can navigate that. So at this point, we're already kind of prepared for basically a dumb driver, right? Kind of prepared for it. And that's the whole point of this. Like, we don't know if it's going to happen, but we're prepared for it. We don't want to be surprised. Once you get surprised, that's when bad things happen. So we're getting up to here. So at this point, I'd be rolling off the throttle. You already noticed in this view, but he's moving over into a new position for safety. So he's increasing his space cushion from this person. So that's really good. So a new position for safety. Oh, they're in our lane, so we have to do something. So progressive brake pressure, and it's now a red stage maneuver because he's in our lane or path of travel. He's going slower than us. We're going to collide into him if we don't brake or do something. So that's the end portion of navigating an active threat. So we go ahead and apply the brakes. We find a little gap right here because we're trying to find that position that is safe because the back of the vehicle is not safe. This is still safe. It's not perfect. We don't want to hit the curb. We don't want to hit the car, but guess what? We're a motorcycle. We can stay here. And once we apply the brakes, and then now they increase that space cushion, we have an escape. We have good line of sight. We're getting our space cushion back. Let them move. We might want to switch over into the other lane if we really want to. It's up to you. But it's kind of hard to do when you have a truck next to you. So just kind of keep this space cushion going. Handled it. It happens. It happens. All right, nighttime riding of factors you can't see very far. Hopefully there's no deer going to run out. Oh, left turner. Good job navigating that. Handled it really well. So he's going to apply the brakes to buy him some time. So bought him some time. And then we went from 60 to 47. And then we're going to put ourselves in a position which now we got to swerve left. So go ahead and roll off those brakes. Don't add any more speed to the bike by rolling on throttle. And then swerve left. And then now that we're in oncoming traffic, we got to swerve right. So that's what he was doing before he caught fire. All right, here we go. Watch out for anybody wanting to come out. Good job finding the escape, find the escape, find the escape. Couldn't stop in time, so found an escape path. And now it's like, we got to get back into our lane. Very good. Hey, it happens. It happens. but he found the escape, so it was really good. All right, intersection. Roundabouts are intersections. Watch out for anybody colliding with you, taking your lane. So this side of the vehicle right here, this person cut you off. Good job braking. So I don't like to be side by side. Like I said, I want to stay staggered with other car drivers. Oh no, drop the bike. Not a big deal. Happens.
A rider has just crashed.
So he's talking on his Cardo Pack Talk. We do have a link in the description for Cardo Pack Talk Edges and Pros. 10% off if you want to get one. I really like mine. This way I can listen to music, listen to directions, and if I'm with a bunch of people, I can talk to them instead of doing hand signals. All right, nice turn coming up.
The oncoming driver completely ignored this rider. It was a really close
Oh, we got
call
somebody
and only
coming
the rider's
into our lane.
action saved the day.
It's a good job. New position for safety. You see that? New position for safety. So using that line. Got to do it sometimes. Got to do it.
The oncoming driver completely ignored this rider. It was a really close call and only the rider's quick reaction saved the day.
Navigated that active threat. Very good. So don't think about it, do it. And he did. Tailgating. All right. So what do we do with tailgaters? Just kind of let them have it. Let them go. Let them get in front. Get in the slower lane. Let them get in there. That was an open lane pattern for that semi-truck driver switching over because it was going slower. So we want to go in the faster lane. Plus we got a merge area. All right. At this point, roll off the throttle to increase this space cushion because you wouldn't have enough time to react in case you had to apply the brakes, and it's raining, so your total stopping distance is terrible. So good job moving over. If we need to take this right lane or right turn, it worked out. Have right away overcoming traffic from the left. Okay. Good job, emergency stop. Handled it. Now, yeah, if you have right away, that's fine, but I would rather keep my left leg than to keep arguing for the next, well, for the rest of my life. I had the right away. Oh, a little too fast for the area. Little too fast for the area because you have sides of the vehicles like this. You don't know what's coming up, but now you have to do really hard progressive braking to avoid a collision. So just slow it down in this area. When it comes to this area, when we talk about the MTC awareness stages, this is definitely an orange stage area because you have pedestrians, cars, road surface hazards, potholes, different changes in the road surface itself. It switches, and you have all these bumps, and you can't see very well around the vehicles in the buildings. So just kind of like go with the flow of traffic and just prepare for anything that could happen. So going too fast is usually a problem for motorcycle riders because it's so fun and it's so easy on a motorcycle, but we got to be careful. We got to be very careful. Street doom. So riding in the rain, road surface. Okay, good job. See how if he was speeding, he would have collided. Wouldn't have been able to stop in time. And the road is wet. Lots of different issues. We're cold. And that's another thing is that if you get caught out in something like this and you're like, I really just want to get home. I'm soaking wet. It's really cold. Like, I just want to go, go, go. And then you start having that mentality of, I'm going to just haul butt. And that can get you in trouble. You're already soaking wet. Think of it as a nice little exercise in resilience and be like, you know what? I can handle this. And you can get through it. I'm not saying that's what he's thinking, but that's what I like to do. All right, here we go. Side of the vehicle. Let's go ahead and let's go back a little bit. So side of the vehicle is going to be over here. So side of the vehicle. So assessing if it's a relevant threat. It is an active threat because now they're in our path of travel. So what you could do in that situation is that when you do see this person coming out, go ahead and do the whole awkward, like you're going, like trying to go through the door at the QT and like somebody who wants to come out, you want to go in. You're kind of like, ha, 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 ha. Thanks for the dance. You know, we did a little dance here. Do that here. If there's no one behind you, it's perfect. If there is somebody behind you, just kind of like tap the brakes so that the brake lights kind of flash a little bit. But just kind of wait. Do that little dance. Let them go through. Because the last thing we want to do is get to this point. It's like, okay, now I got to do something. But look how close we are. We could have done it back there. And maybe let them go through. Cooperate with idiots on the road. It's really hard to do. You have the right of way. You know you're in the right. You still got to cooperate with dum-dums. That guy was a big dum-dum. That other car driver wanted to switch lanes as an open lane pattern and was not anticipating that. And now that person that's switching over is pissed off because they have that child mentality of the world is meant to, I don't know, I can't even think about it anymore. The world is supposed to like adapt to me. It's like, no, you're not the main character here. Yeah, dumb driver. Just watch out. All right. Well, thank you so much, Monostars, for putting on that nice video for us. But once again, we do have that sale going on for the Smart Rider drills. It's only like $11.25 with the discount. That will last till next Friday, I think September 6th, 7th, something like that. But hope you guys ride safe, be safe, learn something from this, share the video, like the video, write a comment. But I will be seeing you guys on the next live stream.